All right, so I couldn't figure out how to spin this thing around. So anyway, so this is what a lightless day look like for us. For me, at least, I get up. I love to have the doors open. Even if it's the day that they have lights, I will still open up my door. I invite the sunlight in. I love having the breeze come in. It really is a nice energy to invite in your surrounding. God's sunlight, God's blessings, God's breeze, and to ensure that you feel the nature that is outside on the inside as well. So it's a lot peaceful, more relaxing. By 1 o'clock in the day or by 12:30 or so, starts to get really hot. So it's still warm in the mornings, but it starts to get extremely hot. So I close off and I put the AC on and, cool the place down. So I haven't had breakfast yet. So unfortunately, I will have to go wing it. So follow me as I go along and try to get breakfast on a lightless day. Like, how do you light the stove? What do you do? How do you know, navigate life? And you have to do it because it is what it is. All right, so let's go. So generally, when the lights are off, you've got to have some sort of backup system. So my backup system is my little $10 stove. But before we do all that, hi Tennessee, say hi. Say hi to the camera. She's outside sunbathing. So we come into the garden. This is teas and bush or herbal tea. So I can pick some of those. Sometimes that bothers my stomach, so I tend not to like picking these, right? But my husband usually picks them and makes a nice tea. And that's our lime tree over there, our thyme tree. We have pines planted. So the garden, as someone told my husband, is very diversified. But this is our soursop tree. All these planted by my husband. So I'm going to pick 7 leaves. Exactly 7. Number of completion, and it's a blessed number, so I always go with 7. And it's funny because I asked my sister-in-law one time how many leaves I should put in the tea for something else, and she says, oh, just do 7. So maybe there is a thing with 7. Anyway, so I'm picking these leaves, and then I saw this one girl who was talking about, she specializes in like herbal teas and the nutriments that comes out of it and how important it is. And she got started really just by realizing that the on the box whatever she bought, that it says that it give her some information that allowed her to think out the box in terms of, hey, you know what, if they're using soursop leaf, for example, or soursop as part of the ingredients, I can actually just use the leaf before it actually becomes or goes through a process. And she began to use all the leaves in her garden to make tea. So this is our filtered water system here. So it comes off the roof and the water goes in here. We use it for washing dishes, washing clothes. Oh, guys, a little known fact. Like, I literally found this out the other day. So I was actually washing some white clothing. And one of the things with the water from the system is that this looks kind of grumsy on top here, but it's really nice and clean water. Yeah, it's just a covering. Yeah, but nice and clean water. But I literally would wonder, why is it that my clothes isn't coming out as white as they once used to? And for some reason, I said, let me just use the rainwater to soak the clothes in bleach. So I used the rainwater. Lo and behold, the clothes, all the linen was completely white. After I was done bleaching it for a couple of hours, it was just, and so from there on, it was just really nice to see. And I was like, okay, so here's the answer. So now I'm like, okay, well, that's what I need to do. So coming into my kitchen, which is my outdoors kitchen, I'm going to grab this little $10 stove right here. So this looks all rusty, but It's had its days, but I am so happy to have this little thing because this is what, you have to rely on to make life work. All right. So there goes my leaves, my soursop leaves. I'm going to take it over here to the sink. I am going to wash. Well, see, the water is barely dripping. And why is it barely dripping? That's because there's no pump to pump the system. So I'm going to probably go back outside, dip some water from that drum. Yep. Gotta just fish this away, dip some water so I can have it to wash my so I can have it to wash my soursop leaf. Sometimes you have to make sure there's nothing in the rainwater, because a lot of times they'll have like little stuff just from being outdoors. Anyways, so I'll wash my leaves up. I don't have to wash it that long because literally, but that's what happens. So the faucet doesn't give water because there's no pump. So, and because the lights are off. So now that I have these all washed up, I'm going to go over, set these aside. Sorry if I'm not doing this in an orderly fashion. This is absolutely important. I bought it for like $5 at the Chinese, this lighter right here. So it lasts for a long time, so that's a good thing. So I don't know. Try to not get burned with this thing. So anyway, see how nicely that catches? $10. And my life is made so much easier. Oops. All right, so I'm not an expert at this thing, obviously. I just know this is the way I do it. Okay, all right, okay, come on. All right, so it gets hot after a while, but it has to be centered somewhere. Oh, Lord, I think it's okay. All right, okay, there we go. It's better. Put this here. All right, so we have these pots, but I never use them for anything to do with the stove because they will get burnt up. So I use the little pressure pot because it's dark, and when it's done, it's be all sudded up. So, but at least I can take it outside and scrub it. Okay. All right, hang in there for me. I'm gonna take this back outside. I'm gonna wash it a little because there's, making sure that the water gets in there. Kind of. Oh, there we go. Just clean it out a little. Make sure that the water gets reused back into the plant. So I'll take it back in now. Put it on the stove. This is how I make my tea. I gotta get some clean water, which comes in the bottle. All right, these are filtered water. So I don't use the local water. I don't even use the local water for customer either. We use bottled water, filtered water. Oops. Have enough in there. And now I will add in my leaves and have it boil for about 20 minutes so I can get all the nutriments out and I can enjoy my morning tea. Because these folks decide that, they're going to turn their lights off every day, 2-3 times a day. Here in Guyana, Linden, I need to be able to pivot to do what I have to do. This is really sad, Linden. Y'all need to get your lighting system together. I'm sorry. All right. Because not everybody can afford a generator. Not everybody can afford to do, to have backup systems. Is the lights back on yet? Yep, they just turned it on. After I did all this work, by the way. They just turned it on. Ridiculous. See, that's a lot of work. Yep, there we go. The fan is on, but hey, who's complaining? Now that I have lights, I can possibly turn off my stove and put it onto the regular stove over here. Because then I need to save my kerosene for another time, because you don't want to be out of kerosene because you just never know when the lights will go. All right, guys. Thank you and have a great day. So now I can change over.